Hello you lovely people, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name's Kirstin and this is where I art and craft, and it's lovely to have you with me today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me as I play in my day. If you're playing along with me, if you've got me on in the background as you do your own bits, then I'd love to know what you're making at the moment. I'm currently working on my design team project for Kreativ Paper Artisan using the European Market Mega Kit, European Christmas Market Mega Kit. You will find details of the kit below, details of the collaborators below, and a 35% off code for the kit below. The code lasts until the end of December. I've already done some bits and pieces, but I left this one to show you what I was doing. If you remember last time I printed the pages at half size and I mounted them on a bit of, this is quite substantial. It's a file folder, but it's not the kind of crafty file folder, it's more substantial than that. I mounted it on there, and now on the back of it I'm going to mount this bit. I'll just put that aside for a second to set before I cut it, and I'll show you what else I've been doing, because I've been doing a lot of prep. Oh, and I'll also show you this. Last time round I showed you, I gave you a link to Karin's video of the palm leaf binding, which is where I got the inspiration for what I'm doing. I'm going to have a link below. This is to something I made back in July using this kit, and this is like your parcel tag, and there's your ribbon around the parcel, and you unwrap it and then you unwrap it that way, and there's your journal, and there's a pocket in there. So this was just using the kit. Clearly I didn't use the kit for the cover, because the cover because I had this paper to use for the cover, and I would have had to put together lots of bits and pieces, but it was because of these oh, show you that in a second as well, because of these nutcrackers I decided to use this nutcracker paper, and it just kind of gives you an idea of a parcel. Your journal is an idea of a parcel, and then I've used these as a kind of, that's your tag. So I'll link that down below. That just gives you another idea for how you could use this kit. I'll bring these over just now. These are the medallions. It should be, it's the other one. The medallions that are with the pockets and belly bands. And all I've done is I've mounted them on a bit of, I've got two slightly different shades of gold card here with the sparkle. I've mounted my two sheets of these fussy cuts, and also these two sets of three, and then because I'd shrunk them down, they were just slightly smaller than the 1/2 inch, so when I cut them out I just ran round with a gold pen, because that was white, the white paper would have been showing when I cut them on, so I stuck them down, cut them out with a 1 inch, and I still had a wee round, and then I just ran round the edges with the gold pen to give them. So I've got those 6, and I will cut all these out, and because I don't know if you can see, because that has a white interior, which is so annoying, I will edge all these with a gold pen as well. So there's quite a wee bit of work to get done in that, but I'll do that, and next time you see them they'll all be cut up and inked. And these here are, these are some bits that I've cut out from the 3 pages I didn't use. That tree was a leftover bit of this paper, and that's going to be a wee tuck spot for this ticket. I was doing that in another video the other day as well. Tag. And all the tags, there is a total of 3 that size, 3 that size and 2 big ones. All the tags, 2 sheets of them. So there's six ones that size, 6 ones that size, and 4 ones the big size. All these tags I've backed with ledger paper. And this was on one of the background pages I didn't use. These are the ATCs, and I've backed all them on ledger paper as well. That was cut out of one of the ones I didn't use. That was a snowflake in the corner. I've cut that out as a tag. And that was the bit of music, again off one of the papers. This is just the top of the tree. The tree kind of was the whole page, but I just cut off the top, and that'll make a nice tuck. This is the houses of one of these papers. In fact, look, it's that house, but it'll make a nice wee tuck for that one. It'll become clear why I've done all these so small. Normally these tiny ones, if I've done them this size, these tiny ones, I'd put on as layered tags, but it'll come clear in a bit. So this house is that one there. And this is a different paper. Oh no, it's that one. So that one's 2 houses, and that means you can get a slightly bigger card behind it. That's a different paper, and then that's a different paper, and it's a wee house. And that's a different paper. It's a wee house as well. And then these are the various tucks and pockets and belly bands that are in the kit. So that's all my tags, ATCs and pockets and tucks. When I was making these cards, I did the first one, and I made it to the size of the first one. Well, yes, I did make it to the size of the first one. I then kind of trimmed it down just so that it was a size that was easy to repeat. So it is 4.5 tall by 3 wide. But in doing that, I hadn't used the one that was the biggest image. And over there. Right, this one I've had to cut too much off the top. I've had to trim the star. This one I've had to cut off his belly, and I've had to cut an awful lot off the bottom. Oh, sorry, I've had to cut an awful lot off the bottom of this one. I've had to trim his belly because I hadn't used one of the ones that was a full page image for the trimming. There's a couple of others that's the same, but these are the 2 that were really annoying me. Ended up, so I've decided I'm replacing these 2 cards. So I've got to cut this down to 4.5 by 3. So the next thing I did with these cards is I got my corner chomper, because no way is, if you got one of these, no way is that going to get through card this thick. Now, of course, if you're not done card this thick, then it's not an issue. But I've got my corner chomper, and with the smallest corner, I'm just chomping them off. And then once I've done my corner chopping, you'll have seen on Karin's video, if you've watched it, Karin did 2 holes about here, so further in, and only 2 holes. I decided I'm using this rather than a hole, and I'm doing 4. You'll see the reason for why I'm doing 4 later on, but for now I'm doing 4 of these slits, and the best way to try and make sure that they're somewhere like they should be is if I just draw around that one. So I've cut the 4 slits, and let's just put them in their place. So I have a pile now of 25 cards that have an image on one side, and on the other side they have the backing paper, and then the next one has the backing paper and then the image, and then we have the image and the backing paper. So that goes through the whole 25 of them. This is my front page, and I need to decorate that, but I'm not quite at the decorating that bit stage yet. What I need to do now is I need to put all my tucks and pockets and tags and journaling cards in. So I'm going to do a couple of those with you, and then I'll just get on and do them myself. So let me have a look. What might I put on this one? I don't really see, I have this feeling with some of them I don't really want to mount them up, but that almost looks like it's another wee house as part of the display, doesn't it? And then I could stick that little tag in there. That tag's almost like a little, it could almost be like the little price tag on it, couldn't it? Quite like that idea. Where's those other houses I did? Was there another house that maybe would work better? I should separate these into the piles of tags and the piles of tucks and things. Oh, see that wee house, with that house, it's a bit too tall, isn't it? If I put it over there, it's going to hide that nutcracker, so that's not a brilliant idea. Tag, house. What about that house? That's, oh, that's good. That one really works well. Right. Let me just house. This just takes a bit of time at this point, but then it speeds up afterwards because you can actually see everything at a glance. There we go. So I think this works really well. So I think I'm going to put this wee house on here, and I think I'm going to stick this one in because I just think that one looks like it's a little price tag or something for it. So I'm just going to put it in the middle there, because what I want to try and do, see, or I could do it as if it's part of the, if I put it on there, it's maybe a bit big. I'd quite like to put it on there so it was behind this fella. Oh, see, now I'm thinking about going and printing this off again so I can then stick this on top of that, so that this is on that counter shelf with him in front of it, and still a wee tuck for that card. But is that I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because I don't want this becoming too bulky. You'll see why later on, but for now let's just make it into a little tuck. Let's stick it down here, right near the bottom of the page, and let's put that in there. And for now I'm not putting any tab tops on, and again that will become clear as to the why later on. So that's one done, 23 to go. Here's the next one. I don't think I really want to cover up Tuck's postcard, but what about if we did it a wee bit further up? This is a less, you could easily put something down the bottom here because it's not as ornate as some of them. In fact, I could put that there, could trim it down a little bit. You want to trim it down that way? Trim it across that way as well. Let's start by trimming it across the top, because that's certainly going to be okay. So let's just trim that across there like that, because we can always re-ink it. Do you know what I'm tempted to do? I don't really want to lose the bottom bit, but what I am tempted to do is, if we, the we being me, goes along this roof line like that, so we see some more of, so it's like you're looking through further into the market. These are, and there's there's more stalls behind there. That works, doesn't it? And then we can put a tag in there. We might even put one of the big tags in there. Oh, look, that's the same tag. That's the tag that oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Let's put that in there. That's the same wee shop. So if we put that, and then you see the whole shop when you take that out. Yes, like that. So what we need to do is we need to do the corners. Let's make sure it's the right width. It needs a little tiny bit off. Let's take a little bit off this side. Yeah, that's about the right size now, isn't it? Right. I think it'd be better sticking it on and then recutting the corners so that, just in case I don't get them directly in the right place. So let's just put a corner and go up there. Take that along the bottom. Let's put that. Let's just make sure we've got that nice and square. There we go. That's nice and square. And that one needs to dry. I want to let it be dry before I try. I'm going to have to cut the corners, and I'm going to have to cut the slots back out. And I'm going to use that card for that one. So that's that one. This is the one I think. You see, this is another one which didn't quite work, but what I'm thinking is if I put that, it's interesting we lost the tip of that one as well. Maybe take it all the way down the bottom then, and then have it there, and then have that as a tuck. That's quite like that. Yeah, let's do that. So let's just find the centre line of this, or as near as possible to the centre line of this, because I might decide I need to, or I want to make it small, narrower anyway. See, do I want to actually narrow it as in only that, or do I want to have it all the way in as that? I think I want, let's see, this bit's a little bit smaller. Oh, I think I maybe prefer it that side anyway. Is it just because it's a lighter bake on that bit? I think I prefer that one anyway. So I've just realised what I didn't do was re-ink that after I'd Right, I haven't inked this one at all, which is what made me suddenly remember. So I'm going to ink this. The reason for wanting it smaller is that it's not going to work well as a flap that size. Things are going to fall out of it if it's a flap that size, but being that size will just make all the difference in the world to things staying in it. I could actually even do down and across and make it kind of a tuck, so it goes, something goes in like that rather than just like that. And there's the question again, you see, do I then put this biscuit in again? I'm very tempted to say I do. Right, let's ink down that side which I've cut again. Let's stick this down because we go on. Shall we put this one in here? No, see, we can't now because we've made that we can't. So what should we put in there? Should we put one of these? Let's put one of these in, seeing that I don't think it really matters which ones do we. Toys and Doll, Gingerbread Baking Company. Let's put Gingerbread Baking Company in here. There we go. So that's that one. And I'm going to get on and do the rest of these. I'm going to cut out these bits, and I will see you on the next time. I remember I noticed the thing, and I thought I should have shown you how I deal with that if I've already stuck it down before I notice. Just put a bit of paper underneath and then ink up to you, and you'll get the edge, and you'll get a wee bit of, you've just got to be very careful that you don't rip. Just be very gentle, but you can then get it, and it's much easier doing it that way than trying to kind of lift up the paper and get the edge that way. So if you've ever done that, and let's be honest, who hasn't, then that's the way to ink your edge. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, the coupon for 35% off is down below, and to go and see the other collaborators. I have no idea what they're up to. I'm sure they're up to something fun as well. So go along it and find out what they're doing, because there's so much that can be done with this kit. It's a really good kit. Until next time, you take care. See you later. Bye. Keep crafting.